starts out with capo on the 2nd fret, and then you it's drop D tuning, okay? So that just means you tune that low E string to a D note, okay? I'm still gonna call that open string right there the open E, just because it's easier to think of it that way. All right, so here's how it starts. I guess I already played it through for you, so I'll play it through for you slowly. Here's the intro. Alright, so everything I just showed you right there in the intro is actually what you're also going to play in the verse, okay? Except for the very first measure. The first measure goes like this. Okay? That's on its own, okay? So this is where the verse starts. Okay? That's where you would start playing the verse anyways. Okay, so that first measure is going to go open on the D 3 times. Okay? And then 2nd fret, 4th fret. Easy enough. Okay. Now, the first measure, I'll call those other ones the pickup notes. This is the actual first measure here. It's going to go. Okay? That's going to be open E string, the low E, which is tuned to D. And then 5th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G. So, all played at the same time. Okay, and then after that, which is 5th fret on the D, it's already there. You play that by itself, and then the open E. So, you have this. Okay, and then the next part's going to sound, which is 4th fret on the D string, and then 2nd fret on the G, and the open E, played at the same time. Okay, and then after that it's going to go, which is the 4th fret of the D, and then open E. So far you have this. Okay, then the next measure is going to sound like this. Okay, so that's going to be 4th fret on the D, which is already there from the chord before, and open E. Okay, you play those at the same time. And then you go, which is those same notes but played separately. So 4th fret on the D to the open E. So you have this. And then, which is open D, 2nd fret on the D, 4th fret on the D. So that measure sounds like this. Okay, so far you have all this. Okay, and then the next measure is very similar to that first measure after the pickup notes, which is, okay, so that's that open E, 5th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G, played at the same time. Now this time, you're going to hit, after that chord, you're going to hit the 4th fret on the G, which is already there, by itself, and then the open E. Okay, so the difference is, the first time you hit the 5th fret instead of the 4th fret, okay? So, you hit the 4th fret and then the open E. So it sounds like this. Okay? Then after that, you have, which is 4th fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, and the open E. So, played at the same time. To the 4th fret on the D, which is already there still, and the open E, played separately. So that measure sounds like this. The next measure sounds like this. Okay, So that's 4th fret on the D, which is there from the chord before, and low E, open, played at the same time. Okay, and then the next part sounds, okay, which is open D 3 times, and then 2, 4 on the D. So that measure sounds like this. Alright. Now, the next measure is a little different. You got open E, 5th fret on the D, and 4th fret on the G, like before, but the fingers you're going to use are different. So, maybe before you were using your 2nd finger for the 5th fret and your 1st finger for the 4th, switch it up. Use your 3rd finger for the 5th fret and 2nd finger for the 4th fret. And there's a reason. Okay, so you play all those by, together. And then your next note is, which is your 1st finger on the B string 3rd fret by itself, and then open E. So you got this. Okay, and then the next chord is going to be open E, 4th fret on the D string with your ring finger, 2nd fret on the G with your 1st finger, your index, and then 3rd fret on the B with your middle finger. Played at the same time. And then after that, you hit the 4th fret on the D, which is already there by itself, and then open E. So that measure sounds like this. Almost done with this, and actually it's really cool because once you kind of figure out this intro here, you'll know half the song because all the verses are similar to this intro. Okay, so the next measure is, okay, so that's 4th fret on the D, which is there from the chord before, and the open E. So you play those at the same time, and then you play them separately. So you got this. And then after that goes just 4, 2, 0, okay, on the D string. So this is what this measure sounds like. Okay, so from the measure before it sounds like this. Okay, and then this is the last measure. It's going to be basically an A sus4 chord. Okay, you're going to play open A, and then your 1st finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the D and the 2nd fret of the G. Okay, so with that open A, and then your ring finger's on the 3rd fret of the B. Okay, you can play, now what you're going to do is you're going to play all of them at the same time. But actually, as it's written, you don't play the D string 2nd fret with that chord, okay? So you just play the A, G, and B strings. So once you did that, then you're going to go to the D string 2nd fret, play it by itself, to an open A by itself. So you got this. And then you repeat that. And then you end with open A, and then 2nd fret barred on the G and B strings with your 1st finger at the same time. Okay, so from that so that measure sounds like this. And then that's when he starts singing, when I look into your eyes, etc., etc. So yeah, so that verse coming up now is going to be 2 of what I just taught you. Everything I just taught you times 2 minus that first measure that sounds like, okay. Now, the chorus.